I'm happy to reckon that there is good progress. Good progress in the sense that the infrastructure that has been rolled out is adequate enough to show not only the viability of the project but to, 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 to make us see the returns of the same. Um, we had to sort out the challenges that were here. One challenge was the intake that was terribly silted every other time. And that is why government pushed and established or came up with a new intake complete with a pumping station that would enable to enable this project to continue and get water uninterrupted. We've done, you've seen again, we've done a 450,000 cubic reservoir, which has settled the silting problem, complete with the pumps that will evacuate water to come to this center pivots. We can see that there is huge progress. All the center pivots are working. The investors that we have in this project in this site are three, and all the center pivots that were installed sometimes back are working. It is only, as you are aware, agriculture farming is progressive, and we are happy. We're happy now that we have already planted about 700 acres of seed maize, and the investor is working overtime to ensure that by October we shall have 3,200, and by next year February we shall have about 5,000 seed maize. What I mean by seed maize is that this is what will be planted. The ones that you call Kenya seed is seed maize. You plant differently. And we want to close the gap of the deficit. You know, we import also seed maize from South Africa, from America, from other countries. So we are going to sort out that one. And we are happy about that. This project is phased. It is phased. The kind of infrastructure that we have now can comfortably support 12,000 acres. So as we are moving forward by next year February, having rolled out 5,000, we will now have adequate capacity to move very fast, so that we can cover the 12,000 acreage that we want to do. We also have plans to come up with the dam. The designs have been done. Shortly, the construction will start, and that will give us 200,000 acres of cover here. Steadily so, we are moving steadily, surely. The investors here have men and women who are professionals. So as we are planting, as we are doing all whatever husbandry that we are doing on whatever group that we are doing here, we have also infused researchers with it. We have embedded researchers across so that we get data, we get information that can enable us improve our agricultural activity around this area. And even the data that we receive, again, will inform improvement, improvement of our approach. We are also feeding the research outcome around this place is also feeding universities and other research institutions across the world, so that we don't do things in a very Juakali way. We want to do these things professionally so that we leverage on the gains that we have done. At the same time, we make sure that this project steadily takes a trajectory that was expected. And after 200,000 acres that we envisage to cover after the main dam that will be constructed just near in Savo, I think it's around Savo National Park, and we have done the feasibility, and we are realizing that it is possible to hold the water through a pipeline from High Grand Falls towards Galana, especially the northern part, where now if we get that adequate source of water combined with this other one, we shall for sure hit the 1 million acres cover. So we are on course. Simply put, we are on course. We are looking at maize. We are looking at animal feed, and we are really going out there, talking to investors to come and look at whatever we have, the soils that we have, the expansive land that we have, so that they can also propose whatever crop that they want to plant. But focus is food security in terms of human and also animals that we are focusing for now. And besides this, we are also having investments in Bura. We are we have already got two investors. One investor is taking up rice production of about 40,000 acres, while the other one is taking 35,000 acres for sugar. So we are good. We are trying to approach the food security strategy in focusing on crops that, that we have deficit. Sugar, we have a serious deficit of about 500, 600,000 metric tons. Rice, we have a serious deficit between 700 and 800,000 metric tons. Maize, we are struggling because the traditional maize producing area like North Rift and the other one, the land is not expanding. People are becoming more, the demand is more, and we need also to rethink on how to produce. Over and above that, you know, large scale farming is more efficient, more cost effective, and that is why we are moving out in a big way to ensure that we leverage on the resources that we still have as a country to assure the citizens that we are food secure. We want to also acknowledge the hard work and the team of professionals that are working under our PS of irrigation and also PS ASAL, where they are working very hard. Um, Tarda, Tana River Delta now, we have already an investor who has done, he's now on 1,000 acres of rice. They are trying to expand to 5,000. So you see, we have a multi-pronged approach. Several sites are on production process, and we are going to ensure that within the shortest time possible, 3-5 years, we want to be a net exporter of rice, we want to be a net exporter of sugar, and we need to be adequately covered with the production of maize that we do here. Over and above that, we need to have enough animal feed so that the cost of production of milk and beef also comes down, and our people will afford and also have some savings to invest elsewhere. When this administration came into power, we realized that the fiscal space was so tight. The tax base was narrow. It was impossible to collect taxes and invest the same for huge, serious projects like this one. So the option that is internationally accepted is PPP. You bring in the private sector to do that would have otherwise been done by the government. And that is why it is called public-private partnership. It's a partnership between government and the private investors. So the government are providing assets, like Galana, for example, and the investor brings in money. The government here is supporting the private sector on huge infrastructure establishment. And what is our objective? Our objective is for the people of Kenya to be food secure, isn't it? So the private sector has come in, invested, get their money. The government has invested a little bit less than what they would have done, and the project is on. So we are seeing an acceleration of development through PPP. Roads, where we are scouting around in getting people want to invest, and it did not start this other year. It started even expressway, Nairobi Expressway is PPP. And we are now putting another PPP from Rironi to Mausami to Malaba. There is also a discussion to have a PPP construction of a road from Mombasa to Nairobi. So PPP model of investment that private sector are encouraged to put in their money, while government are providing infrastructure and support, is where we need to go as a country.
Yes.